Operation Epic Fury.
April 13th, 2026. The day the United States Navy imposed a full naval blockade on the Strait of Hormuz. Every vessel, every port, every single drop of Iranian oil stopped. Donald Trump just looked at the #1 state sponsor of terror on planet Earth and said two words that will echo through history: all in. The most powerful naval force ever assembled by mankind is now sitting on Iran's economic jugular and squeezing. This is not diplomacy. This is not negotiation. This is the iron fist of American dominance descending on a regime that just ran out of time. Now think about what this means for you. For 47 years, Iran has funded terrorism, murdered Americans, and chanted death to this nation while holding global energy markets hostage. Every time you filled your gas tank, every time your heating bill spiked, every time the economy lurched, the Iranian regime was there, manipulating, threatening, and extorting. Well, that all ends today. CENTCOM has issued formal notice. Any vessel entering without authorization is subject to interception, diversion, and capture. This is not a warning shot. This is the United States of America telling every terrorist funding regime on earth that the days of paying tribute to tyrants are over. Your family's energy security, your community's economic stability, your nation's sovereignty, it's all connected to this moment. The Trump administration is not asking Iran to behave, they're making them. And for the first time in nearly 5 decades, the mullahs in Tehran are learning what happens when America stops apologizing and starts winning. The consequences are arriving, one by one, until there's nothing left to negotiate with. And speaking of America securing its future, there is breaking news on the domestic front that connects directly to this global showdown, directly from the White House. Over $30 billion was just announced to secure America's critical mineral supply chains, and they named a very specific Alaskan project as a key strategic asset for U.S. mineral independence. I have personally been to the Vizsla copper drilling site in Canada myself. I have seen it with my own eyes. And what's happening right now is bigger than most people can realize. You see, President Trump just unveiled Project Vault. It's a $12 billion strategic minerals reserve designed to stockpile essential resources and keep America independent from hostile nations. While we're blockading Iran's oil, we're building up our own resources right here at home. That's the America First strategy in action. Now write this down, because Vizsla Copper trades in the United States under VCUFF. That's what you see on the screen right there. In Canada, it's VCU.V. Now I want you to check out the exclusive briefing that's been prepared just for Next News viewers for the full details on what this could mean. We thank them for supporting this program. Let's get back to the most consequential military confrontation of the 21st century. Here's what the media is not going to tell you. Trump gave Iran every opportunity at the negotiating table. Now, most points they were agreed to, but the one point that mattered most, nuclear, Iran refused. They wanted to keep their weapons program while demanding America lift sanctions. You see, they wanted to have their cake, and they wanted to eat it too. Trump's response was instant, and it was equally devastating. He didn't blink. He didn't negotiate further. He ordered the blockade. That very moment. And now we're seeing the international reaction pour in and what it reveals about who actually has power in the world. Look, U.S. Navy officially imposing a full naval blockade on the Strait of Hormuz. I was wondering this. I said, how come we haven't gone this far? Why hasn't Trump done this yet? I mean, listen, I'm not the chief executive of this nation, all right? I run the Next News Network. But I've been in this game long enough to understand what happens in the political world and when the chess pieces start to move. And my own move would have been block the strait, take the strait. I said this a couple reports back. I think it was last week, in fact. Why haven't you done it yet? It's because President Trump was allowing the negotiations to proceed. That's what happened over the weekend. And when those negotiations did not agree to his final point, what did he do? He said, okay, fine. Boom, we take the strait. So it was a strategic move. It was always on the table, and now he is playing that card. Here is the news as it was breaking.
Because starting now, the U.S. military will begin enforcing a full-scale blockade of all maritime traffic into and out of Iran as Navy minesweepers clear a path to open the Strait of Hormuz after high-stakes peace talks end without a deal. Welcome to a brand new hour of America's Newsroom. I'm Dana Perino.
Morning to you. I'm Bill Hemmer. Here we go. This is the hour. The fate of the 2-week ceasefire unclear as Iran refuses to give up on its nuclear program. The U.S. declaring a naval blockade against Iran after both sides walked away from the talks late on Saturday. The Strait of Hormuz is a key flashpoint as the president ramps up the pressure continuously on Tehran.
He played the card. U.S. Navy's blockade is in full force, halting all traffic in and out, a decisive move as Trump declares he's all in. Let's hear the president clarify what this means for international cooperation. But wait till you hear what Europe just declared. This clip is later in the segment, but my goodness. Anyway, let's get the all in meaning, and then we're going to get to what Europe said.
That's what you're trying to accomplish with this blockade, sir.
All out. Yep. It's called all in and all out. There'll be a time when we'll have them all come in and all come out, but it won't be a percentage. It won't be a friend of yours, like a country that's your ally or a country that's your friend. It's all or nothing, and that won't be in too long a distance. No, we're just bringing the ships up. We got a lot of ships, so we're bringing them up. We think that numerous countries are going to be helping us with this also, but we're putting on a complete blockade. We're not going to let Iran make money on selling oil to people that they like and not people that they don't like or whatever it is. It's going to be all or none, and that's the way it is. And it'll be, you saw what we did with Venezuela. It'll be something very similar to that, but at a higher level.
So the strait's now blockaded. That's the one card. The next card is Carg Island, folks. He said some countries are helping. I'm curious as to which ones exactly. But NATO, where the hell is NATO? Trump's determination to leave no room for selective alliance reverberates. His stance signals broader coalition against Iran's oil trade infractions. Now a social media post from the president drives the message home with forceful implications. Another lengthy post from the president. So there you have it. He writes, the meeting went well. Most points were agreed to, but the only point that really mattered, nuclear, was not effective immediately. The United States Navy, the finest in the world, will begin the process of blockading any and all ships trying to enter or leave the Strait of Hormuz. At some point, we will reach an all being allowed to go in, all being allowed to go out basis, but Iran has not allowed that to happen by merely saying, there may be a mine out there somewhere that nobody knows about but them. This is world extortion, and leaders of countries, especially the United States of America, will never be extorted. I've also instructed our Navy to seek and interdict every vessel in international waters that has paid a toll to Iran. No one who pays an illegal toll will have safe passage on the high seas. We'll also begin destroying the mines the Iranians laid in the straits. Any Iranian who fires at us or at peaceful vessels will be blown to hell. Iran knows better than anyone how to end the situation which has already devastated their country. Their navy is gone, their air force is gone, their anti-aircraft and radar are useless. Khomeini and most of their leaders are dead, all because of their nuclear ambition. The blockade will begin shortly. Other countries will be involved with this blockade. Iran will not be allowed to profit off this illegal act of extortion. They want money, and more importantly, they want nuclear. Additionally, and at an appropriate moment, we are fully locked and loaded, and our military will finish up the little that is left of Iran. President Donald J. Trump. CENTCOM issuing the formal notice to vessels entering the strait without authorization, subject to interception, diversion, and capture by the U.S. military.
Blockade in the Strait of Hormuz, it's underway. U.S. Central Command issuing a note warning the blockade applies to all vessel traffic regardless of the flag. And they write this: any vessel entering or departing the blockaded area without authorization is subject to interception, diversion, and capture. The blockade will not impede neutral transit passage through the Strait of Hormuz to or from non-Iranian destinations. So everybody's clear on where everything stands.
I think President Trump's made it very clear. CENTCOM's clear stance sets the stage for how the blockade will impact maritime movement. Europe responds not with action, but with caution, highlighting their inability to confront this head-on. Wall Street Mav says the Strait of Hormuz is blockaded. Europe's plan? Ursula von der Leyen? The cheapest energy... Can't make this up. The cheapest energy is the one you don't use. Stay home, don't drive, don't use electricity, basically. The EU has no plan and no military to change to do anything. So they're stuck with monitoring the situation.
Is how can we reduce the demand? Because, of course, the least expensive energy is the energy that is not used. We should reduce demand while fully respecting the free choice of consumers. So we are looking at energy efficiency levels such as renovation of buildings or the renewal of equipment in industrial operations. These are some measures, but there are also other measures that we will present or will be the core of the presentation of the communication next week on the table of the leaders. So far for the...
What a freaking joke. That's the EU's response. Not that we're going to help our allies, the United States. No. Just turn off your lights, all right? Stop using electricity. Listen, this is biblical. This is Pharaoh being told to let God's people go and refusing and watching the consequences arrive until there's nothing left to refuse with. Iran chose this path. 47 years of terrorism, 47 years of proxy wars, 47 years of Hezbollah, Hamas, and the Houthis, 47 years chasing nuclear weapons while their people starved. And now the bill has come due, delivered by the United States Navy. And there is no appeals process. Trump said it himself in his statement: any Iranian who fires at us or peaceful vessels will be blown to hell. That's not diplomacy. That's a commander-in-chief who is done negotiating with evil. The ceasefire was the warning. The coalition was preparation. The blockade is the verdict. And where's Europe? Ursula von der Leyen just told European citizens the cheapest energy is the one you don't use. Stay home, don't drive. Turn off the lights, sit in the dark, and monitor the situation. The EU has no navy, they have no plan, they have no leverage, they have no spine. They are spectators reduced to issuing statements while American sailors hold the line for Western civilization. That's the difference between President Trump and the globalist establishment. One acts, the others watch. Iran, you had 47 years. Time's up. So share this video with every patriot who needs to see what real American leadership looks like, and drop a comment. Tell me, do you stand with President Trump's blockade, yes or no? And since you made it to the end of the video, this is for you. I built this exclusively for you as you're watching this. Look at your screen. Text the words raw feed to that number, 844-840-4963. That is how we beat the blockade against YouTube and the algorithm. When they blockade notifications against you, we'll get around it. I'll send you a direct text message to your phone, personally, from me to you. That's how we get around it. So you can keep getting the information that you have asked for. If you haven't done so yet, what are you waiting for? Check out the Next News merch shelf below the video. I'm Gary Franchi. Stay informed and stay free.
The system controls information. Information control is power.
They don't want you to see this.
The truth only survives together. They don't want this shared. Share this now.